Greetings and onomatopoeia to those out there creating the new sound. I'm your host, Lynn Burg, and welcome to the Proverbs of Being. Proverbs of Being is a 52-week instructional and guided handbook as well as workout, working to inspire those to think with balance.
On behalf of Lynn Burg and the Church of the New Sound, we'd like to thank you for your attendance here in Week 9. Let's get started. Week 9 proverb says, when presented with a distraction, a conscious decision has to be made to accept or deny it. Distractions are an inevitable part of our daily lives, whether they come from a buzzing phone, a coworker, or even our wandering thoughts. But how we respond to them is not automatic. It's a choice. When presented with a distraction, a conscious decision must be made to either accept or deny it. This decision ultimately influences not only our productivity, but also our personal growth and mental well-being. 1. The power of conscious decision-making. Distractions themselves are neutral. They're neither good nor bad until we decide how to respond. For example, let's say you're working on an important task and your phone vibrates with a notification. In that moment, you have the power to decide, do I check it or stay focused? 2. Factors that influence our decisions. Several factors come into play when we're deciding how to handle distractions. Emotional state. When we're stressed or tired, distractions might feel like an easy escape. Environment. A cluttered or noisy space makes it harder to deny distractions. Mindset. Having a clear sense of purpose or a strong why behind what you're doing helps you stay focused. Let's consider an athlete in training. They might be tempted to skip a workout to relax with friends, but their conscious decision to deny the distraction reflects their commitment to their goals. Strategies for managing distractions. Fortunately, there are practical strategies to help us deny distractions when it matters. Prioritize and plan. Use tools like to-do lists or calendars to identify your most important tasks. Create boundaries. Designate specific times or places for focused work and eliminate potential distractions. Practicing mindfulness. Stay present in the moment and regularly reflect on whether distractions align with your goals. At the same time, it's important to acknowledge that not all distractions are negative. Some, like a quick break to recharge or an unexpected conversation, can spark creativity and strengthen relationships. The key is recognizing when to embrace them and when to say no. Ultimately, distractions challenge us to make a decision. Do we stay aligned with our goals or stray momentarily? This conscious decision shapes the trajectory of our day and, over time, our lives. The next time you're faced with a distraction, take a moment to reflect. Is this worth my time and focus? The answer to that question can make all the difference. At this moment, we're going to take time to hear from the congregation and how the proverb resonated with them in their life.
Week 9, proverb says, when presented with a distraction, a conscientious decision has to be made to accept it or deny it. I love this. I'm going to try to sum it up a little bit. A lot of people go through life without making decisions. They just run around. If you don't make a decision, you can't be held accountable for bad decisions. So it was easy to recognize in Marine Corps leaders who just let shit play out. It was pathetic, but they're so fearful of their career or making a wrong decision, they didn't make decisions. So when you're having these challenges and adversities, don't let circumstances happen. Take the bull by the horns, make a decision. Good or bad, right or wrong, it doesn't matter, make a decision. You got plan B, C, D, and E if it's not the right decision. But don't let indecision decide for you. Indecision is a decision to not decide. So embrace the challenges. Take responsibility. I guess this is taking responsibility. Make a decision, take responsibility, and act. For better, for worse. Learn the lesson, move on.
All right, Montgomery Analytica here. The best way to get rid of distraction is control your environment. Let's say, let's do this here. And this is what I tell all my clients when they come in to work with me. Everybody has a gift and talent that you have. It's just like a seed. You get the seed and you put it inside of the ground. Once you put it inside the ground, you have to cultivate it. In reality, cultivating the seed is basically learning the process of everything that you're doing, learning what it takes to make this here happen. So you just fertilizing the grass, you're pruning and everything, getting rid of the stuff that you don't need. Throughout this time frame, you're going to eventually start breaking ground after being rooted in the stuff that you have to do. You're going to start breaking the ground and you're going to start to grow. Eventually, you're going to get to a point to where you're going to outgrow the flower pot. So you have to get the flower, change up your environment. So you're coming out of the flower pot and going into the ground where the sky is the limit. And now you can get around to your destination. As you're doing what you're doing, let's see. As you're doing what you're doing, you're creating discipline. So, and as you're creating discipline, when you have a purpose in life, it automatically creates discipline for you. All you have to do is eliminate all the distraction that may come your way to stop you from getting where you need to go. If it's not in alignment, you can't complete the assignment. So now, once you get to this part, you're gonna start to grow. You're gonna become a tree. Now, you always got to remember this here. Every season has a storm. So that means you're gonna always go through stuff in life. Keep in mind, every storm that comes is temporary, so it's not gonna last. Once you get to the point, you're gonna get to the point to where I like to call it harvest season. You're gonna bear your fruits. Once you bear your fruits, spread it. Tell everybody what it took for you to get to where you was at. It's called, what is it called? It's called serving other people. So that's all you have to do, serve other people. Be committed to helping that person get to where they have to get to, because just like in the Bible, like it says, when you give, it shall be given back to you, pressed down, shaken together, running over. Meaning, the way that you give with your emotions, with whatever you're trying to give, no matter what situation it is, it will come back to you, not added on, but multiplied.
Accept or deny the distraction. Well, if it has distracted you, there's no other thing than to accept it. I mean, you can't really deny something that has manifested itself. If you do, you're just lying to yourself, and there you go. One stumbling block farther in your life to be able to achieve the things that you plan on achieving.
Action. Swiss castle. That's a good one. What are our distractions? It could be a lot of distractions, but it also can be a life-changing decision, whether it can distract us or not distract us. Seeing its energy, talking its vibrations. A lot of people be on social media, YouTube, networks, but it's something that they want. We have all these research engines out here, all these search engines out here, and with the power of all the search engines, right, we tend to search up things that's not going to benefit going to the next level, learning, doing research, doing your homework, making a difference. But everybody want to watch drama. Everybody want to know gossip and use social media the wrong ways and not use it the right ways where you could benefit off of it and make a difference. Whether you can make money, you can gain knowledge, all type of stuff. So There's a lot of distractions out there. You know, you could be watching a tutorial on how to build a website or a PC, but you spend your time watching porn. That's a distraction.
True. Say like if you're working on something, writing a journal, writing a book, or being creative, you keep your mind on it. Somebody comes up and presents something else, trying to distract you, trying to get your mind on what that is, instead of finishing what you want. I try to keep my mind on one thing. Once if I'm creative, like if I'm writing or I'm playing a game on the phone or something, if I'm not interested in something else don't interest me, gets my interest. Yeah, I stay focused. That's the best thing to do, stay focused on what you want.
In other words, when you're trying to do something in a certain, when you put yourself in a certain position, you have certain goals, and you say, I'm not going to do this weekend, or I am going to do this, there can be distractions that come into your life that either persuade you from not doing something or to do something that you said you weren't going to do. You can either have the decision to accept that distraction, or you can ignore that distraction. It's up to you. There's always going to be something that's going to come along. It might be something, might be say like, I'm going to be filming this weekend, and all of a sudden that girl you've been trying to talk to calls you out of nowhere. Hey, what are you doing this weekend? Do you accept that distraction, or do you go forward with moving what you said you was going to do? So there's always distraction. Are you going to fall for that distraction, or are you going to do what you said you're going to do? Me, I try to stick with the goal and not let you be distracted too much. Unless you got to.
Action. This is Adrian, aka Raj from Genia Pictures. Week 7 Proverbs says, when presented with a distraction, a conscious decision that has to be made to accept or deny it. Meaning, life is all about choice and decisions. Every little step that you make every day is a decision of what you do. So you're the only one that is to blame for whatever decision you took. Whether you woke up and decided to get out of bed, that was a decision you made. You could have stayed in bed all day. From that point on either. Whether you go eat some breakfast, that's your decision. You make that decision to eat it because you could simply chose not to eat the breakfast. And that goes with anything in life. I'm just giving you explanation as far as like just even a morning start. And then from there on, every single decision that you're making, it's because it's up to your decision. So you better be more aware of what is the right choice, or what is the choice, or why you made that choice once the choice is made.
So, congregation, if you have yet to receive your copies of the Proverbs of Being, go ahead and log on to thenewsoundempire.com. Click under manuscripts, order now. And while you're there, become a member. Hey, the price of admission is only that you admit that you're ready to make a change towards balanced thinking, show honor and truth, and be ready to become somebody. Hey, I'm Lynn Burg, and I'll see you here next week for the Proverbs of Being.